Oh, we're on. Oh, welcome to Story Time with Justin's Cheap Guitars and Reviews. We got a song? Hey, I'm Justin, and today I'm with two Chibsons, and boy, do they got a story to tell. The story, gonna jump around a little bit. We're gonna go back to 2022 just for a second to tell you that in 2022, I didn't even know what a Chibson was. I barely knew where China was on a map. It's this way, I think. Or is it this way? I don't know. I still don't know. But then if we go back even farther, about 8 years ago, we're gonna say 8 years ago, a good friend of my mother, his name was Jeff. I don't have enough time to describe to you Jeff, but boy, he was something. He would have been a great person if it wasn't for the fact that he was a giant piece of trash. Excellent musician, had hundreds of guitars, which leads me to Chibby.1, Chibby.2. I call this one Chack Wild, and I call this one Zach Child. But anyhow, Jeff needed money, so he asked my mom. It was $5,000 he needed. And this is 8 years ago. And my mom knows Jeff. She says, no, Jeff, you're not going to pay me back. No, I'm not giving you $5,000, you crazy person. You live in your car. So he says to her, and now my mom doesn't really know guitars at all. So he says to her, listen, I got two Gibson Les Pauls. Obviously, if you've been around music at all, you know what a Les Paul is. My mom, yeah, I know Gibson. I know his buddy Les. Yeah, it's okay. What are you talking here? Jeff says, well, one of them is signed by the artist. The other is not. But combined, they're worth about $10,000. So my mom says, all right, give me the guitars. I'll give you the money. You give me the guitars. I'll keep them in my closet until you pay me back. Yeah, right. So fast forward again to 2022. Early 2022 was young. It was a young year. It was like February 17th. Jeff died in a hotel room in New Jersey. I'm telling you, the guy was a piece of trash. I don't mean that he died. It sucks. But anyhow, and my mom was the executor of his estate. We found storage lockers across Pennsylvania and New Jersey with what equaled to 232 guitars. And the man was crazy. He just collected them. As I sit in a room with 50 guitars, I'm literally telling you my future right now. Anyhow, so he dies. My mom's the executor of his estate. She's going through, finds all these guitars, clicks in her head 8 years ago. She let him borrow $5,000 for these guitars that were worth $10,000 at least. One of them is signed. So my mom tells me, first time I'm hearing about it, she's got these two Gibson Les Paul Customs. She tells me about it. I gawk. I freaking hit the floor. I'm like, can I see them? Can I play them? Can I touch them? Then I touch them all over the place. So yeah, she lets me see them. I open them up. Again, 2022 Justin Chibson wasn't even on my radar. I've got like 15 of them now. So I get these guys, and my mom graciously says, this is 8 years ago. The money is long gone. She's like, you're not going to sell them. I'll just give them to you. You can have them. You can play them. You can do your music and your things that you do with them. I freak. I hit the ceiling. I hit it. Up top. Oops. Sorry about this microphone, by the way. Anyhow, I hit it. And I hang these things on my wall, and I am proud. And for 4 days, 4 days I'm living on cloud 9. Let me tell you about that 9 cloud. It's a comfy bastard. So I got curious, and I was like, man, I start getting into like the serial numbers, being like, oh, these numbers, if they have a code on them, it'll tell you, you got to line them up, it'll tell you what the year and factory and all. You know, I didn't know anything about it, but you know. I get in there, man, I Google the number. I Google it. I don't know if you can see that, but I Googled this number. This is the one that's signed by the artist. I Google the number, and shit, I hit this again. And comes up like, oh, this number, this exact number, is this a real Gibson guitar in like some forum from 2011? And that's when my world started to crash. I had to get my wife involved. I told her, she doesn't play guitar at all, but I'm freaking, okay? I say, you know, I Google and it's not showing up. It's saying these are fake guitars. And so my wife just brings up, you know, her Google, which is what I should have done again. And she's just like, how to tell a fake guitar. You don't even know Gibson, you don't know shit. How to tell a fake guitar. The video that pops up is like 11 telltale signs that your Gibson is fake. We start watching the video, and she's like, she's like, oh yeah, it has this, like it has that. Like this one, it has this one and that. And we get done watching the video, and I'm like, what do you think? She's like, well, you know, it's got all 11. Both of them. So, they're fake. Oh my God. So, Jeff, once again, took advantage of someone that cared about him, and he did it. He did it from the grave, man. He's a guy. But these guitars are actually awesome. They were awesome when I got them. They're awesome now. I have done a bunch of stuff to both of them. These are now real EMGs. I put this thing and some stuff on it. This one I sanded with a belt, with a orbital sander. Try to get it off. Didn't work. Put it back together. Took care of that headstock. But listen, Zakk Wylde signed it, so it's got to be worth something. Stay tuned. If you made it this far, stay tuned for a song you're going to hear with these guitars. It'll be something I wrote, or maybe something I ripped off, or maybe it'll just be a riff of another band. I don't know.